Climate change is an urgent problem. As the temperature of the planet continues to rise, the well-being of animals, humans, and the planet are at risk. However, what is contributing to the warming of the planet? One major factor is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a type of greenhouse gas that traps heat in the atmosphere, raising the temperature of the Earth. According to NASA, each parts per million increase in CO2 concentration has led to a temperature increase of about 0.1 degrees Celsius. Data from the Royal Society shows this in the historical record. Antarctic ice cores show that over the last 100,000 years, global CO2 levels fluctuated between 170 to 300 parts per million. In the last 200 years, global CO2 concentrations have gone up to 400 parts per million. Additionally, global temperatures closely track CO2 levels. They both go up and down at the same time. This means that CO2 levels are directly making the world warmer. One of the greatest concerns of rising CO2 levels and global temperatures are their impacts on global food security. First, increasing CO2 levels indirectly affects food production by harming plant growth. Remember when we said CO2 increases global temperatures? According to Columbia University, each degree of added warmth can cause a 3 to 7% loss in the yields of corn, soybeans, and rice. As increased heat is a stressor for staple crops, higher CO2 levels decrease food production. The UN shows that by increasing global temperatures, high CO2 levels also worsen climate issues. As temperature rise, moisture evaporation rises too, which exacerbates extreme rainfall and flooding. This makes plants vulnerable to flooding and erosion, reducing crop yield and food production. Increasing CO2 levels also threaten fishing production. Because oceans absorb atmospheric CO2, rising CO2 levels make ocean water more acidic. High ocean acidity harms corals, plankton, and shellfish, which are important food sources for many fish. According to Scientific American, this decreases production for fisheries that supply the primary source of protein for over 1 billion people worldwide. These effects are only some of the ways rising CO2 levels impact food production. The UN says that in the next 30 years, food supply and security will be threatened if little action is taken to address climate change. As CO2 levels continue to increase global temperatures, we must make drastic efforts to reduce emissions. Only then can we ensure food security for the generations to come.